Hi everyone, Sandra from Climate Yoga here, and continuing a series of quick yoga for climate sequences, today I bring to you the hip openers. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so let's start in downward facing dog. So come to tabletop, then bring your wrists an inch forward so they're not directly under your shoulders. Tuck the toes behind you, inhale, and as you exhale, lift your sitting bones back and up, lengthening your spine away. Keep the knees bent to start with. Pedal your feet, so you're warming up your hamstrings, you're releasing your hamstrings. Then when you're ready, you can come to stillness, opening the back of your legs. Heels don't need to touch the floor if this is going to affect the shape of your lower spine. Then look forwards, inhale, and as you exhale, you bring your right foot forwards. The heel is directly under the knee, and then you bring your left knee down to the floor. Low lunge. Feel your pelvis drawing down and forwards. Lengthen your spine. Then nice and strong in the legs. Keep the left toes tucked in. Inhale, lift your left knee off the floor. Runner's lunge. Then, keeping your tailbone nice and long, bring your hands to your knee and lift up. Hands to your heart. Inhale, lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Then as you exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Bring your hands to your hips and then turn your left toes to the left corner of your mat, back left corner of your mat. So you're in goddess now. So you're trying to get your thighs nice and parallel to the floor. Hands to your heart. Inhale, straighten your legs. Bring your hands towards the ceiling. As you exhale, you're going to bring your hands towards your right foot, bending your right knee, lengthening your left leg away into a side lunge. Then leading with your left knee, you're going to inhale, come back to goddess, straighten your legs, lift your arms, exhale, circle your arms, come to side lunge on your left side, lengthening your right leg away. Leading with your right leg, come back, inhale, then exhale, side lunge on the right, come back to runner's lunge. Then bring your left knee to the floor, and then walk your right foot to the outer edge of your mat. Stay here for a moment, preparing your body, release it. So then when you're ready, you bring your palms down. And again, feel your body lengthening as you inhale and releasing as you exhale. You can go deeper here. If you like, you can use a block if you have a block available. You can place your forearms on the block and stay here. Or if you're quite open, you can just bring your hands down to the floor. And breathe here for a few breaths. Feel again, inhale and the body's lengthening. Exhale and the body's releasing. Keep hugging your right shoulder with your knee. Keep your neck in line with the spine, so don't let your head drop here. Then come back to straight arms. If you had the block, you can move the block away. Then bring your knee back to center. Tuck the toes behind you, inhale that runner's lunge. Then press the hands down, exhale, downward facing dog. Then inhale, bring your left foot forwards, right knee on the floor, low lunge on the left. Again, give yourself some time to let the hips open, release a little bit before we go further. Then tuck the toes behind you. Inhale, lift your knee off the floor. Runner's lunge. Next inhalation, hands to the knee. Breathe here. Hands to your heart. Inhale, arms up, look up. Then as you exhale, look forward. Hands to your hips. And then we're going to do goddess on the other side. So, thighs parallel to the floor. Hands on your heart. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Exhale, circle your arms, side lunge. to the left. Lengthen your right leg away. Inhale, goddess, straight legs. Exhale, side lunge to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side lunge to the left. Then, pointing your feet forwards again, runner's lunge. Rest your right knee on the floor. Walk your left foot to the outer edge of your mat. Again, prepare for lizard. Breathe here. Then bring your palms down. Lower in a little bit more. Keep hugging your shoulder with your knee. Keep your spine nice and long. And then you use whichever variation you used before. You can bring your forearms down. You can stay with straight arms. Or you can use the block. Breathe here. Relax. Then come back to straight arms. Walk your foot back to center. Inhale, lift your right knee off the floor. Runner's lunge. Then exhale, step your foot back. Downward facing dog. Now inhale, bring your right foot forwards again. Runner's lunge, left knee on the floor, low lunge. You can use the block here if you have it. Place it under your left hand. Bring your right hand to your sacrum and then turn. So your right shoulder is above your left. Don't let your left shoulder drop here. Keep it nice and strong. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bring your hand back to the floor. Move the block away. Tuck the toes behind you. Lift your left knee off the floor. Then hands to your knee. Hands to your heart. Inhale, lengthen upwards. Exhale, look forwards. Hands down to the floor. Then you're going to step your right shin across and diagonally on your mat. So your knee is behind your right wrist. Keep your right foot flexed and then start walking your left foot back into half pigeon. So here, it's important to keep the hips level with each other. So if you're quite stiff here, you're going to have the right hip lifting up. Grab yourself a jumper, a blanket, whatever you have handy, and place under that right hip. So you have some support and then you have both your hips in level with each other. I would avoid taking a block because what I always say in class, there is hope. So as you become more flexible, the blanket will allow you to do that. But putting something hard like a block, it won't really help you in this case. So then your hips are nice and level here. Cup your fingers, lengthen your spine, and then you feel that nice stretch on your hip flexor, on your left hip flexor here. Then inhale, lengthen, exhale, come to your forearms. Again, preparing the body, there's no rush. When you're ready, you can bring your head down. So again, there are a few options. You want to keep your neck in line with your spine. So if you're quite high here, it will be quite hard to do that without supporting your forehead. So you can do whatever you like. You can place a block. You can have one fist on top of the other. And relax. Shoulders away from the ears. Feel the outer right hip opening. Feel your left hip flexor opening. And again, with an exhalation, you give yourself that sense of release. Then come back to your forearms. And then straight arms. Tuck the toes behind you. Inhale, and as you exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal the feet if you like, but then come back to stillness. Look forwards. Inhale, bring your left foot forwards in between your hands. Right knee on the floor, low lunge. Again, feel free to use the block, or you can just place your right hand on the floor, left hand on your sacrum. Bring your left shoulder above the right. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left hand down. Tuck the fingers, tuck the toes. Inhale, lift your right knee off the floor. Then bring your hands to your thigh, hands to your heart. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands down. Step your left shin across, so your left knee is behind your left wrist. Keep your left foot flexed, and then walk your right leg away. So, half pigeon on the other side. Come to forearms. Again, working with the breath. Feel your spine lengthening as you inhale. And release it down as you exhale. And use whatever variation you used before to rest your forehead down. Relax here for a few breaths. So if your back knee feels uncomfortable in this position, you can always tuck the toes behind you. That might help. Otherwise, you can just point your toes away. So now come back to your forearms, straight arms, touch the toes behind you. Inhale, as you exhale, back to downward facing dog. So from here, bring your knees to the floor. Walk your wrists directly under your shoulders. And now, it's a good idea really to get a blanket or get some support for your knees. So, cushioning the knee joints. Let's be kind to our knees. Back to that tabletop. You're going to bring your right leg out to the side. Keep your right foot flexed and your ankle in line with your knees here. And then you're going to start sliding your right leg away. As you do that, your torso is moving. Move your hands with it. And then you're going to start pointing your left toes out to the side with the left foot flexed. Go as far as your body's happy with. Stay there, find your barrier, and hold that. You can bring your forearms down. Keep your spine nice and long. Breathe here. You feel that as you hold, you might be able to go an inch lower. But again, don't force it. Just let gravity do the job for you. Then come back to straight arms. Bring your right leg back in, tabletop. And let's do the other side. Sliding your left leg away, walking your hands with it. Pointing your right toes out to the side. Stay here for a moment. And then you can go deeper by bringing your forearms down. Keep your neck in line with your spine. Don't let your head drop. Breathe. Then come back to straight arms. And then you slide your left leg back in. Quick child's pose, just to counterbalance. Then we're going to, actually let's get this blanket a little bit wider. So it comes across your mat like this. And from here, you're going to get your knees nice and wide. Toes, the big toes are still touching. And then you bring your sitting bones towards your heels into a nice and wide child's pose like. Now you walk your hands forwards, bringing your forearms down. Again, breathe here for a moment. Feel the hips opening up. I love this pose, it's nice and safe and really efficient. Then you walk your body forwards a little bit more, bringing your heels, bringing your sitting bones away from your heels. And then you're going to flex both your feet and align your heels with your knees, pointing the toes out to the side. And then you feel the knees is sliding away from each other a little bit more. If you want to go deeper, you can bring your sitting bones back a little bit more. Again, keep your neck in line with your spine. Frog pose, Mandukasana. To come out, you bring your body forwards. Bring your toes together again, your big toes together. And then you walk your hands back, bring your knees together. You can give yourself another hug, child's pose. Then come back to seated. Let's move the blanket away for a sec. And then I would advise to get a block here because it makes the pose a lot more accessible for most of us, especially if you have tight outer hips. You see why? We're going to come to a tabletop. So like you can always use some chunky books, anything to support you, to give you some height. So on the tabletop, that block is in between your ankles. You're going to bring your knees together and then you're going to cross your right thigh over the left. Bring the thighs nice and glued together. Then you're going to bring your left foot out to the other side of the block, keeping your thighs squeezing together. You're going to walk back, and that's when that support comes handy. You're going to place the sitting bones on your block. If you're quite happy here, you don't need the support. You can always remove the block. Then feel the sitting bones pressing equally onto your support, onto your mat. Inhale, bring your arms up, lengthen the sides of your body. Keeping that contact of your sitting bones with the ground or the block, you start reaching forwards. Bring your hands down in front of you. And then you're going to walk your hands as far away as you can. And then as far away as you can, I mean here, without lifting the sitting bones. Keep your sitting bones down. And then you relax your head down, giving yourself a nice hug. Then you come up again, walk your hands back, and then support yourself to bring yourself up to that tabletop and cross your legs. And again, if you have a block between your ankles, here it is, knees together, and now you're going to cross your left thigh over the right, squeeze the thighs together, right foot to the other side of the block, and again, keeping the nice squeeze on your thighs, you start walking back to sit on your support, or not. Staying here for a moment, feel that nice opening on the outer hips. Let's make it deeper. Inhale, arms up. Then exhale, keeping the contact of your sitting bones with the mat. You'll lengthen forwards, then release it down. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Relax. Closing the eyes helps as well sometimes. Certainly does help me. Then let's come up. Then cross the legs. Come to sit on your mat. And then bring the soles of your feet together. And your heels nice and close to your pelvis. Grab your toes. And then use that grip to lift your spine. So now we're going to start to lean forward. But pay attention to the hinge on the hips. So it's like your pelvis is a bowl. Yeah, and you're pouring water out of it. You're trying to bring the movement to the hip joint rather than bringing your chest down. So you want to try to keep your spine nice and long. Feel the thighs rolling out as you start to lean forward. If this is as far as you go, this is fine. You stay here and be patient. If your knees are lifting up quite a lot here, you can also use your elbows here to help bring the knees down a little bit more. Again, working with the breath. You inhale, lengthen. Feel the sitting bones pressing down. And as you exhale, you go lower. If you're quite low here, you can always support your forehead. So you can find something like a yoga block and place your forehead down. You notice that as you hold, you might feel like you can go deeper. Again, working with the breath. Inhale, you lengthen your spine a little. Exhale, you can release a little bit more. Shoulders away from the ears. Relax your body, relax your breath. And then you come up from wherever you were. And now we're going to get the legs nice and wide. Keep the feet flexed. So some people will have the thighs rolling out. Some people might have the thighs rolling in. Try to keep your thighs, keeping your knees pointing up to the ceiling. You bring your hands behind you. And again, use that to lift your body a little bit more. So you're slightly tilting your pelvis forwards. And again, keeping that height, you're going to bring your hands forwards in front of you. Keep your legs engaged. And again, you will start to make your journey forwards. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. And you stop wherever you need to stop. And you hold there. You breathe there. You may go forwards. You may go further. You may not. You just relax there and enjoy. Use gravity in your favor as well again. Let your body release. As you're holding, you can still checking in with yourself as well. Am I still engaged in my legs? Am I still lengthening my body? Am I still breathing? Or am I clenching my jaws? Watch this little change that your body makes as you go deeper. Be aware of it and try to act on it if you needed to. Then slowly you come back up. Bring your legs together. Give yourself a hug. Always nice. Then you can cross your legs. Bring your left hand, the top of your left hand, to your right thigh. Right hand behind you on your sacrum. Turn your torso so you're gazing towards your right shoulder. And then come to center. Do the other side. And then back to center. And this is it for today, folks. I hope you enjoy and see you again soon. Thank you.